Hello everyone, this is Angie. This is my Flosstube channel about cross stitching. Today is Monday, February 15th, 2021. It's President's Day. I don't have school today. It's super cold outside. The last time I looked, it was -2 with a wind chill of -22. So I'm staying in today and hopefully stitching a bunch. I hope you had a wonderful Valentine's Day yesterday. I did. It was nice just being home. Stayed home all day. Made my husband a special dinner. We had what we call Rice Krispie chicken. His mom would take Rice Krispies and crumble them up and then dip the chicken in butter and then in melted butter and then in the Rice Krispies and then bake it. I used rice checks and I added garlic and herb seasoning to it. So it was good. So that's his favorite, and chocolate cream pie. So it was a good day. So I have a whole bunch of stitching to talk about today. I've got finishes. I'm going to show you my crazy finish pile that needs to be fully finished. I have 3 fully finishes. I already said that. Sorry, I'm repeating myself. And then what I'm working on. I hope everybody's well and healthy. So let's start with the fully finishes because they're right here. I finally got this framed. I got this frame at Hobby Lobby on in their clearance section. I think I paid $1 or $2 for it. And this is the Lizzie Kate tiny tidings, and I think they might be meant to be individual little ornaments, and I put them all together in a line. So I'm a little late getting it done, but better late than never, right? All my things that are languishing in the unfully finished thing. Now this isn't 100% done, but I think this is a Lindy Stitches pattern, and I made a couple with intentions of doing something with it, and I didn't do anything with it, so I finally got at least that far. And then for Valentine's Day for my husband, I did this freebie by Kathy. Oh gosh, I need to check these things before I do this. I believe this is it was sitting here. Kathy Haberman, right? Hands-on design, because she does one every year. Yes, hands-on design, Kathy Haberman, because she does one for her husband every year for Valentine's Day or their anniversary, and it's free, and I believe it's on her website. So gave that to my husband yesterday. I filled it with sawdust. Is that all my finishes? 1, 2, 3. Yep, that's all my finishes. So what is still in my need to fully finish box? So I was doing, I think this is the Hometown series by Country Cottage Needleworks. So I've got the bakery done, and I have the bookstore done. And then this was out of a Punch Needle and Primitive Stitcher magazine, I believe. It's a little mouse. And I have no idea. I think this is what stitch count is the tags on here. This is 36 count R&R Reproductions Plum Street blend. It's 1/2. And then I have to find the pattern book for this, but I love Snowmen. And I envision finishing this in, I've shown you guys this before. I envision finishing this like in a window pane, but I've never found the window pane I've never found a window pane for it. I think this is a Country Cottage Needleworks. I think this one's Peace, but I chose not to write the word in there. And then my lovely cubs. Pitchers and catchers report like in 30 days, like not too far. This is, I'll post it below. I'll put it below. Somebody just did, who was working on this? Pam and Stephanie from Just Keep Stitching did one. I have one more in my kit, and I love doing this. This is Wrigley. Maybe his name was Wrigley. I'm not sure. I'll post these below if I could find these. This I know is Lindy Stitches, Mr. and Mrs. Delicious. And I did those. Those are separate patterns that I did them together. This is a Lizzie Kate. And this, I think, was out of last year's Just Cross Stitch Christmas edition, I believe. So I guess I have more. I didn't see that on the back. This is Uber Turkey by Bent Creek. This sucker took me forever to get done. So I should get him framed, right? I need to go on a frame. This was, I believe, one of the freebies that came out during the pandemic. This is a little one that came out of it's either out of the World of Cross Stitch or Cross Stitcher. You know, they give those little free things. I love tea. This one I think is out of the hometown, the Christmas Country Cottage Needleworks. This one. I have such fond memories of these because I did these two, and this one when my son Matthew was doing travel baseball, and I would sit there before games in between innings and I would stitch. This, I believe, is a Lizzie Kate. I believe this one was out of the, I'm not going to say where I think it's from because it's either just cross stitch or punch needle and primitive stitcher. I think there was supposed to be one more thing in there and I just decided to do that. This was out of a freebie, out of a magazine. And then last year I had this, I made all these little shamrocks. I don't know what my intention was doing it. I've got them kind of uniform, so maybe I was just going to make like a little place thing, like a placemat. This is Lindy Stitches. I love this fabric. Love it, love it. Vonna Pfeiffer gifted me this. I won it in a package. This is a heart in hand. This is a Lizzie Kate. This was out of a kit that I got at, I believe, Michael's. An embroidery kit. This wouldn't take me long to finish too. I just gotta tuck these things in and put a backing on it. I'm not gonna try to say who I think this is from. This is, I want to say Fiberlicious. I've shown you this before because I finished this summer. This was out of the Just Cross Stitch Halloween. This is a Lizzie Kate Autumn, and I just chose not to write the word autumn up on the top. A random bee. I think he was out of the freebies that came out in the pandemic. All right, now we're down to, well, Tina Nash, if you're watching, hello, and I haven't finished your beautiful needlework yet. I was in an exchange that I think Mama Joan and Kelly from That's So Kelly Co. organized. They paired us up, and then we exchanged pieces, and you had to have two sides, and then your name on the back. Her stitching is gorgeous. This is just beautiful. That will be done in a flat fold by this summer. Okay, then I have two of my oldest stitches. So this one, can you tell when this one got done? I don't know what I'm going to do with it. I keep it because it just makes me giggle every time I see it. And I'm showing my age by showing that. And then this one, I made these when I was pregnant with Thomas, and he was born December of '91. I made these the summer that I was pregnant with him. And call me old fashioned, call me not up to date, but I had planned on this was going, if he was a girl, this would have been made into a girl wall hanging. And I just because I think it's more girly, not that boys can't have girly things. My boys had a kitchen and they had dolls. So whoever of my boys has the first girl is going to get this wall hanging. That'll finally get finished. So those are all the things that I need to FFO. So I'm hoping, told myself I need to start FFOing more and get some things done and out of this pile because it's kind of embarrassing. No, I guess I shouldn't say it's embarrassing. Only I'm the only one who knows it's there, but it's kind of silly that I have all these things and I'm not enjoying them or giving them to people to enjoy because they're hanging out in my box. Although they bring me great joy every time I see them. Okay. Some old business. So I sent out a package to Cindy, and Cindy sent me a note and with a lovely swatch of fabric and a lovely scissor fob that says success on the bottom of it. And she asked me a question in her thing. I sent her some threads with her package, and she asked me, like, okay, what's with the limited edition threads that you sent? So sometimes you can buy, and I'm looking through my threads to see if I can find one to show you. Oh, here. So I've got this limited edition by Gentle Arts sampler threads. This pretty, like, orangey color. Pretty. But it says limited edition. And I've always just thought that, well, it's because maybe the dye wasn't exactly like that. You know, maybe it was supposed to be a certain color, and when they got it done, it wasn't exactly going to match up. That if somebody had a project and needed one more, that, oops, that wasn't going to exactly match. That is true. And I checked out with, I double checked with Stephanie, just keep stitching, and she said sometimes too, a designer will make a special pattern for a club or for a guild or for a retreat, and they might do a special pattern and make that thread just for that special pattern for them. You know, sometimes they release those patterns and sometimes they don't. So that is the other reason why it might be a limited edition. So thank you, Cindy, so much for that sweet scissor fob. I can't wait to, I'm going to go get a new pair of scissors just for that. That's so pretty. I had told myself this year that I was going to try to limit my purchases because I have so much here to stitch. But I also feel like I need to help support the designers too as well. So I told myself, okay, don't buy something, but then you can't buy anything else. You have to keep your list running of what you want until the first stuff arrives in the mail. Mail's been slow, so that will like stave me off, right? Well, I haven't exactly 100% stayed true to that. Um, I have a couple purchases. So first I bought from Space Cat Crafting, I got these 2 needle minders because I just had to. It was so cute. So I got that. And then I don't know if I'm pronouncing this right. Young Sunny from Soda Pop Stitch offered a freebie of Bernie Sanders. And if you go on Facebook and put in Young Jung Sunny, just like the sun, that free on Facebook, that pattern is there. Well, I was having a really hard time getting it on Facebook to download properly. I struggled. So it took me a couple times. So I went to her website and she had one there, and I downloaded it. I don't think I have the full picture, so I'm just going to flash this really fast. It's Bernie holding thread. He's got a big thing of DMC in his arms. So I have to get those stitched up. And then somebody was talking about Freebie Charts. And so somebody was talking about Freebie Charts, and that made me go to Owl Forest Embroidery. Ginger Gerald was talking about this, I think. And I downloaded this because I think that's really cool. So it's really cool. It's a lot of pages. Oh, and then also, while I'm on that, speaking of a lot of pages, Linen and Threads got permission from Designs by Glory and Pat to offer free this their linen stitched their pamphlet. They had a book all on stitching in linen, and there's patterns and things in here, and then explanations, all kinds of stitches, how to do stitches, how to park and stitch, all kinds of really pretty finishing and mounting. Here, I could show this back page. So head over to linens and things. Okay, and then I went to, I was going through my work email, and sometimes I will send patterns that I want printed out to my work email. And so I was cleaning out my work email. I had over 3,000 stitches. I had over 3,000 emails. And so I was trying to pare those down. They've been read. There were only 80 that hadn't been read that I just kind of saw it and like, I don't need to read that right now. And then they get buried. So I was going through and I found this one by Glendon Place. So it was on her free site. So right now I'm waiting for when the sisters in that country that Pam and Steph went to. I miss my brain. I miss my mind. Anyways, they had a sale. Threads Entwined had a sale back in January. And so I ordered some things. So those are on their way. But then I watched Pam and Steph last week, and Pam and Steph was talking about Pine Mountain Designs. And so I went to 123 Stitch, and the only ones they had in stock right now were July and this Holy Night one. So I got those. I will, the other patterns I'm supposed to be getting, I'll link who it is below. I hate when that happens. Okay, so what have I been stitching on? Now I told you I'm doing WIP Go, and I told you that I was going to try really hard. I'm trying really hard. Some days, I don't know about how you guys are feeling, but some days when I get home from work, I am so exhausted. There's no stitching happening. I mean, there's like, I get done what has to get done. Dinner gets cooked, kitchen gets cleaned, laundry gets done, and then I'm done. I'm just done. So I feel bad, but it hasn't, and it makes me sad that I'm so tired that I can't even pick up my needle. That makes me really sad. But so I still haven't finished anything for my January WIP Go. So we're going to start there. What's that? On the bottom. So on my January WIP Go was this Prairie Schooler. It's not very big, but it's a lot of little stitches. That sucker looks like, oh, that's so tiny. You can get that done in one night. Well, maybe some of you can, but I certainly can't because I got the slowest needle in the Midwest. So here's where I'm at. So it's coming along. I still have, I don't know what I did with, I misplaced my green. So I've got just the trees and the window, a little bit the window left, and some more snow. So it will get done this year. All right, so that was the one January, and then the other January was Cyrus Black, and my goal was 500 stitches, and I think I'm like at 160. So it's coming along. It's coming along. So what I've been trying to do when I have a day like today that I could stitch and do whatever I want, then I try to start with January and stitch for a little bit on my 2 January pieces and then go to February. That's been working out okay. I've had maybe 1 or 2 days when I've gotten to do, like, touch everything. I told you that I was working on, I'm listening to A Year in the Bible podcast by Father Mike Schmitz. And hey, if you want to join in because you can catch up. There's no, like, you have to do it. You know, it's a podcast, so it's great listening. So I've been working on Let Freedom Ring as I do it, which I'm really glad that that's my, like, it's very quiet up here then, and that's all that I have going, and I'm just on here. I don't have to look at anything. I'm just listening and listening to Father Mike, and he's got a great voice. So this is what I've been working on this past couple weeks. I've been working on the tree, and when I started listening to him, I see. I think I just had a majority, and this was back at the end of like December 31st. I just had the bricks on this done, so I had to finish the doors, the windows, the roof, and frog the roof and redo the roof, and then I've been working on all this trees. And there's the brown of the tree trunks, and then there's 2 different colors of green in there. So I'm really happy with how that is progressing, because if I didn't tell myself that that's what I needed to do, this might languish a little bit longer, and it's my year. I'm going to get that done. I said that last year, but I'm really going to get it done. So February's 2 pieces are this one. I think this was a StitchCon 2019. I got this. This is by Pedal Pusher. And I'm not using the called for threads. I just picked out, I'm using some color and cotton. I just picked out the threads that I liked and some classic color work bamboo. And when I picked this up, I didn't have this spool of thread done, and I didn't have any of the words done. This is one that I can't be tired on to stitch because this is on, even though it says 28 Lugana, I think because it was dyed, those holes are a whole lot smaller. So I can't be tired when I work on this one. Let's see. For the first time, I have an Otlite. I have to stop and tell you guys this. So I have an Otlite that my dad's wife Jan gave me a lot of years ago. I want to say that's 13 or 14 years old, and the light bulb just went out on it. And so I went to Michael's and looked for a light bulb, and I swear that the sticker on the shelf said that that light bulb was going to cost me $31. I was like, holy cow. Okay, but I've had it for this long, it's going to last a long time. And when she rang me up, it was only 10. So I don't know if it's still on sale or if it was on sale, but okay. So my other February piece is Lindy Stitches Onward Noble Steed. And I'm really not too far away. I'm going to make him into a dragon, so I need to put the yellow things on his back. And so I was working on filling him in, and I need to finish the letters. This is just on a green Ada that I think I got at the thrift store. Okay, so those, let's see, is that it? Yep, those are my Februaries. So then, because I feel like I'm not content enough with just what I have, and I should focus on those and work on. I've been working on other things. I downloaded from Brooks Books. She had the Grinch, and she had the Grinch's dog. And so I've been working on the dog. And I worked on him last night when I was Zoom calling with some friends. So I got his ears and his tail and working on his little antler thing and his eyes done. So this is on that plastic canvas, and I could only work on it for so long, and it's a little bit harder getting your needle through the thread, so my hand gets tired. So I had a Zoom call with friends yesterday, and I wanted something simple to work on. And so I started working on Priscilla and Chelsea's. This came out last spring, and I never got it done. It's Crunch, the mug series. Is that what they're calling it? I don't have the picture right here handy. I just have the pattern. So I got that carrot done. So I did that. And then Kelly Stadola from That's So Kelly. Last year, she gave out the freebie of this little cute rabbit. And so this year, she did Receiving Love. So I didn't have any more of the brown. So I'm doing it on gray. Oops, sorry. That's as far as I've got. So that is where I'm at. I don't have any other plans except to just keep plugging along on all my things I have until something else catches my eye. I'm hoping to finish a lot. I hope you're well. I hope you get to stitch a lot. It's been cold like all over the country, so I I hope you're getting a lot done. I hope everybody's healthy, wealthy. I go Thursday to get my second shot. I'm getting Moderna. I hope it goes well. Everybody seems to be having different reactions. So I will not do a long Midwestern goodbye. I will just say goodbye and happy stitching. And I hope to talk to you soon. Oh, wait, sorry, one more thing. I have to say hello to some people. Let's see if they're watched all the way to the end. I need to say hi to my dad. He always has been razzing me that I don't talk loud enough on these videos. And then my husband said, well, what are you watching on? He goes, my phone. He goes, it could be your phone. Why don't you try it on the computer? And then he came back and goes, oh, yeah, I can hear you a lot better. Hi, Dad. And Aunt Barbara out in Arizona. Hi, Aunt Barbara. And Dave's cousin, Eric, out in California. I saw he posted something one time. I think that's it. So I hope you're well. Bye, friends.